Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekar Double honors to the elders, apostles, the great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson about to do today on this Saturday morning of February the 5th, 2022. And this is from aa.com, TR. And the highlight of this news article, and it says, from Middle East, and it says Anti-Houthi coalitions launches a military operation in Yemen. Saudi-led coalition says its legitimate Houthi targets are focus of operation. It says the Saudi-led coalition on Saturday launched a new military operation against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. A coalition statement cited by the Saudi state news agency, the SPA, said legitimate military targets in the capital of Sana'a and other provinces are the focus of the operation. The military comes in response to the threat to protect civilians from hostility attacks is added. The pro-Houthi Mashar al-Mashar channel says Saudi-led coalition warplanes carry out four air raids on the Sana'a airport without giving any further details. The Houthi rebels has escalated drones and missiles attacks on Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates in recent weeks, saying the attacks in response to the coalition's assault on Yemen. It says the Saudi coalition has been fighting the Houthis since 2015, 1 year after the Iran-aligned rebel overran much of Yemen, according to Sana'a. It says the 7-year conflict has created one of the world's worst man-made humanitarian crisis in nearly 80% of the country's about 30 million people in need of humanitarian assistance and protection. And it says more than 13 million are in danger or starvation, according to the UN estimate. So, this is a response attack within recent weeks of the Houthi rebels, which is an Iran-backed military group. The Saudi Arab coalition, they helped out the United Arab Emirates because the attack was first started in the eastern part of Yemen, in the southern part of Yemen. And then they brung it all the way to the United Arab Emirates. And then, the Saudi coalition, in response to these recent attacks. So this is a response to that, because they protecting the civilians of the country of Yemen and the civilians part of the United Arab Emirates as well too, I believe, in that region. So, this conflict been happening since, 2015, and it's still continuing to escalating, between these two different nations of people. So, that goes back into the nations rise against nations, continuously. As you've been seeing, as I read the article, this conflict been going on since 2015. And they said, according to the UN statistics, Salakia, since this war been going on between the Saudi Arabians, which is the Arab coalition. You got the United States back allied with them as well too. They've been helping them, assisting with the military assistance, trying to, you know, slow down the attacks from the Iran-backed Houthi rebels in that region. Like I mentioned before, it started from Yemen and all the way into the United Arab Emirates area as well too. They led it as a battlefield, and continuously as well too. Because I think Yemen, they hold like 30 million people, and it's not civilians and soldiers and everything like that. So men, women, and children, they saying they got the worst starvation and the worst humanitarian crisis in the world today. So hey man, expect for this war to continue from 2015 all the way until now. Expect for it to like escalate and rise again as well too. Which is, this is more common, but you're going to see the increase in the tensions of these, nations continually going against one another. Even if it's long term, it's going to be continual, because it's according to biblical prophecies of these nations, continually going against one another. So these are definitely the times that we are living in. Is going to continue to increase of these nations going against one another. So I'm gonna bring out a scripture for this particular matter. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 8. For nations shall rise against nations, as you're seeing that right now with the Saudi Arabia, Yemen situation, with the Houthi rebels, which is an Iran-backed allied group, going against the Saudi Arab coalition, backed by the United States as allies with the Saudi coalition and with the United Arab Emirates as well too, as they try to tackle and handle the situation against the Houthi rebels. Protect the citizens in that country of Yemen and United Arab Emirates, parts of that region as well too. So yeah, that's what you see, the continual of the nations rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdoms as well too. You're seeing the increase of that as well too. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, right? Earthquakes in diverse places. Recently, it was a 5.7 magnitude earthquake in Indonesia, I believe. And then you had a flooding over there in Madagascar, and I said that in my previous video. And they expecting a big cyclone over there in the next day or so. So you're seeing events happening in the world today. Expect to see more through with the upcoming months currently right now in modern times. Expect to see in the next couple of months in the year 2022, you're going to see more of the increase of the earthquakes in diverse places. You're going to see a high magnitude of these earthquakes in these throughout the whole world, in the diverse places of the world. And there should be famines, just like I brought out that article and I read it about the Yemen situation over there. They got the worst humanitarian crisis over there, I believe, in mankind history. Because you got 30 million people living in that country of Yemen. And, starvation, the worst humanitarian crisis in history so far. So, that's what you call a famine, and these famines going to increase. You've been seeing these famines in these third world countries, But these famines gonna hit these other countries as well too. That's prospering and everything like that, especially from economic standpoint. That's why the famine of the word is gonna come out as well too. The holy scriptures. And in troubles. You're seeing gonna continue to see troubles around the world as well too. Uproars of the people, nations rise against nations, kingdom against kingdoms. Famine, pestilence, diseases, all type of different things. With the protests going on in Canada, and then you got protesters with the yellow vests. Recently, I just seen on RT going against the border mandates. C word 19 going against that. Like the scripture says, I roughly paraphrase, they should not regard their kings nor their princes, the courses, the power of their action. And that scripture as well too. So you're seeing all these things, take place around the world, And these are the beginning of sorrows, Just like the situation with the Ukraine border situation, just like the situation with the North Korea doing their missile launch testings, just like the situation at the South China Sea, just like you got the situation with North America being divided, with the police situation with the citizens and the police authorities, police departments. So, these are, beginning of sorrows, and it's going to continue on the planet Earth, because, we're living in biblical prophecy times, because, like the book of 2 Timothy's, I believe, they said, knowing in the last days there shall be perilous times, and we are definitely living in those times, So, yeah, that's all I wanted to bring out for this scripture right here to correlate to this article right here, And so with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom.